It was never easy for both Brandon and Mr. Higgins, but none of them ever said it would be. Hundreds of hours of speech training were needed, but in the end the results were remarkable. This is Brandon now. No longer do people call him Brandon, but they refer to him either as Mr. Chapples or his personal favorite, Boss. After Higgins and Brandon split ways, Brandon decided to find a job that would make his mentor proud. However, all big companies he visited rejected him before he even got an interview. "We're currently not looking for employees," is what they said. But the sun was about to rise. Brandon went to the local pub after all the rejections to drink away his failure. That night, he met the CAO of world's most successful technology company, Pear. They spoke, and the CAO invited Brandon to be his personal assistant, just like Higgins predicted. So there he is, enjoying his full-time job at Pear. He gets a good sum of money every month, but he never really felt home in the business. It was a lonely job, and Brandon never succeeded to make friends because all of his colleagues were posh and arrogant. Even though Higgins changed his way of speech, deep inside Brandon was still that hooligan with the troubled youth. Every day, Brandon still wonders how it is possible that the difference between rich and poor can be determined solely by the way a person speaks, not involving any skill or experience, just first impression. He figured out it was a human thing, judging people before you really get to know them. Brandon never really speaks with his boss about his personal life. If he did, he might as well lose his job because his opinion about Brandon would strongly be changed. Every single day, those thoughts crossed Brandon's mind. But one day it didn't. It was the day he received a letter from an old friend.
Dear Brandon, it has been a while since we last spoke. In the last years I've been busy continuing my research. Those years of effort are soon going to pay off as I am about to finish and publish my work. I've met many other people who started off the way you did, but none of them have become as successful as you. From the beginning I knew you were a very capable person. But, my old friend, I am not writing you this letter without a purpose. I am already considering the different options of what I am going to do when I am finished with this research. In the many years of research I always worked together with a close friend of mine. 2 months ago he was diagnosed with a far developed case of cancer. He passed away last week. Besides my personal assistance, he was my best friend as well. But I think the death of my friend should not stop me from finishing my work. He always told me that no matter what happens, the research comes in the first place. Since you showed such keen interest in the field of study during our sessions, I wanted to ask you, Brandon, if you would be willing to replace my old friend and join me in my research as my right hand. With your capabilities and your knowledge of your two different backgrounds, you have everything to become a brilliant researcher. I know it will take much of your valuable time, perhaps too much to combine with your current job. It won't be paying as much as the job you have now, but you'll certainly earn enough to sustain yourself. I would appreciate it if you could help me like I helped you to start your career 5 years ago. My friend and I have learned a lot through our research in all these years, and I'm sure the same will be true for you. I hope that you're interested in my offer. In case you are, please contact me to decide where and when we will meet again. Goodbye, your old friend, Henry Notaker Higgins.
After reading the letter, Brandon quickly made his choice. Even though his job at Pear earned much more money than being personal assistant of Higgins, Brandon still chose for Higgins. He was an old friend, and without Higgins he would have been nowhere. They met up once again at the place where they first met each other, and since then, Brandon has always been with Higgins. They worked on a research together, and they finished it 2 years later. And this was the story of my life, the story of Brandon Chapples.